Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Stephanie. I'm a UX designer, career switcher, here to help you guys navigate the landscape of tech and not lose your goddamn minds while we're doing it. You've applied to 30 jobs this week, maybe 100 total. You've updated your portfolio for the 5th time. You've been ghosted multiple times. You get the dreaded, "We're so sorry" generic email from a job that you really wanted. Does any of this sound familiar? You're doing everything right, but nothing is clicking. If you're starting to feel like UX is a locked door, you just can't seem to break through, then this video is for you. So today I'm gonna walk you through 3 up and coming, breakthrough, rising, emerging, whatever you wanna call it, roles that might be your secret weapon into getting into tech. Let's talk about a unique kind of niche role that I've only seen at Figma and Google, but it makes me wonder if they're setting the pace for the rest of the industry. It blends design, education, and community, and that is a designer advocate. This role, again, is pretty niche, so I don't expect you're gonna see it a lot yet. A designer advocate is somebody who represents design within the company by advocating for their needs, but they also work outside of the company in terms of community events, creating helpful resources, and workshops. You're the person that helps designers be successful. There's some caveats though, because more often than not, you need to have a design background. You need to understand what it's like to be a UX designer, UX researcher, these kinds of things, so better advocate for this role. I don't think this role is going to be something that's entry level, but definitely something that if you have a few years of experience and maybe you're in between jobs from your previous UX job, this could be something that could be good for you. It might not also be called designer advocate. I've seen it called like staff brand designer. So maybe don't focus so much on the title of the role, but what the description says. So when you're setting in your search param, you're like looking for jobs, don't be just beholden to UX designer, UI designer, because you might see something like this role fall through the cracks if you're just too prescriptive. There was a job posting for this Figma role. It's no longer up there, but things that a designer advocate does is, like I said, contributes to the community, synthesizes product feedback. So that's a really important one. Consults with new and existing customers. So you might be working with the sales team, writing best practices guides for the design team, sales enablement, product releases, these kinds of things. So it's a kind of, again, a niche role, but I just wanted to start with this one just to kind of open your guys' mind up into what's possible. It's kind of more specific for those who already have some UX experience underneath their belt, but I think it's important to understand that there are other places where your skills can fit. Now, let's go to one of the fastest growing roles in a product team, and that is a growth designer. There was a hot second where I was on the track to be a growth designer at my company. I'm still title UX UI designer, but I was definitely taking on the responsibility of a growth designer as well. What is growth designers? They are laser focused on driving measurable results, like increasing signups, improving retention, or driving revenue. They're still user centric, but they're thinking in the sense of experimentation. For example, what tweak can I make to this button or the placement of this button or this modal to improve onboarding? Onboarding is such a huge one because that's kind of where growth begins. So I found myself doing a lot of work in terms of onboarding our customers and thinking about what's going to keep somebody's attention as they go through the process so we don't have that drop off. So pretty much a growth designer is a product designer, is a UX designer who knows how to connect business goals and validate assumptions and really impact the business metrics that have been set. Multiplying value for the user and the business. So you're designing and you're driving impact. That's how I would think about growth design. Okay, quick shout out to Springboard here, who is the sponsor of this part of today's video. That is the exact bootcamp and process that I went through. I went through their UI UX course. It feels like so long ago, but that is really where I learned the foundation to become a UX designer. I had previous skills. I was coming from interior design, but in terms of learning the different kind of design process that happens in UX, working with stakeholders, collaborating with other designers, understanding agile and like product design terms, product management terms, all of that came through my education with Springboard. So I will put the dates over the next cohort coming up in May for you guys. Use code StephanieM to get $1,000 off this course, any of the courses. And if you are trying to get into UX design, or if you are wanting to just add to your skill set, add another certification under your belt, highly recommend them. This is definitely the way to go. Everything will also be linked down in the description box as well. Okay, next is a role that honestly, it has been around. I think it's just being reimagined in a way, so now it feels like a little bit newer, more emerging, and that is content designer. Previously known as UX writer, sometimes it is still listed as UX writer. But this isn't always a visual role. Content designers shape how a product feels through words and not necessarily the visuals. They help users understand what to do, where to go, what's happening. Think of a confusing error like system failure. Okay, that is a very scary prompt. Like, what does that mean? A content designer goes in, massages that language, and could say something like, oops, looks like your internet dropped, try refreshing your screen. It just creates a nicer tone and better represents what you're trying to create as a product. So they work with UX designers still, they work with researchers, product managers. I would be surprised if they didn't work for every single team. They didn't touch a little bit of something in every team in an organization. From error messages and navigation labels to onboarding flows to modals to resources to support guide. You want everything to feel seamless and aligned as a whole, and that's where the content designer really does their best work. It's a nice little intersection of UX and writing and storytelling, so depending on your skills, this could be a better fit for you too. I know the job hunt can feel endless, but I promise, just because you're not getting the one specific title does not mean that you are not meant for this field. All of these roles that I talked about live under the UX umbrella. They use empathy, they use systems, they problem solve. All of it is a form of UX. And sometimes the breakthrough doesn't come from pushing harder, but pivoting smarter. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I can dive into any one of these other alternative positions, emerging positions. Drop a comment below. Which role speaks to you? Or is there any other ones that you feel like you might be more interested in? Don't forget to check out Springboard. Link is down in the description. And please, if you guys have made it this far, clearly you're liking the content. So like, subscribe, share this with somebody who's going through the job grind right now, who's trying to get into tech. Maybe this is something that can be helpful for them. And with that, guys, I will see you in the next one.